happens when you turn the volume up? And what the folks around the table, the women around the table were saying is what happens is the pressure gets worse on us, on them, was the conversation that they were having. And the demands of the job have increased. At home, there may be additional stressors, whether it's financial pressure or worries about a spouse's role, worries about a child going off to, graduating from college and having fewer opportunities to find work after the investment that the family put into that education. And so there was that snowballing effect. So women are absolutely feeling that and are absolutely talking about it. I won't say that men aren't also experiencing it, but it is very much a women's issue, and it's on the forefront of women's minds. Now, having said that, I'm actually finding that the current environment is giving us a huge window for us to literally leapfrog what we've been doing around flexible working. If we do not harness this opportunity, it'll just be a sad miss of the environment that has created this opportunity. So let's make something good out of this tough environment. And when you think about flexible workplace strategies, and I know certainly at American Express we are having this dialogue robustly, it caters, as Meryl was saying, not just to the genders, but it also caters to the generations. Those folks who are coming into the workforce today, the younger generations, have completely different expectations than some of us who are of other generations. And then at the same time, those people whose retirement planners have moved their date to 78 years old are thinking about how are they going to plan the right off-ramp, and do I need genuinely to work full-time until I'm 78, because this could really be taxing. And so we need to be able to offer a variety of solutions. And so we are actively engaging in plans on how to increase part-time working efforts, how to increase seasonal working efforts for our lines of business that have that opportunity. And so a working mom who might want to be home for the summer to spend time with their kids, if the job and the category of work that they're doing suits that, we ought to be engaging in that way. Certainly some more of the traditional things like job sharing, etc. But we're also seeing this notion of when and where you work. So the merging of work space and work styles is really coming to the forefront. And if we don't see more of this coming from large corporations like many of the ones represented here at the table, then I would see it as a real sad miss of our ability to capitalize on taking this problem and finding a solution that will really pay off dividends miles down the road.
I think that's a great point, and just wanted to add that a lot of companies are also hoping to optimize real estate space, so there's a whole expense management opportunity here to manage workspace differently and optimize on that revenue as well.
Yeah.
Anna, I just wanted to add that this is also an opportunity for us women. You know, if you talk to leaders, typically they point to the fact that women are not seen as strategic thinkers. Here's an opportunity as you think about work itself, the thought process that goes into prioritizing. If there is X amount of work to be done and you have less people to do it, the ability to actually create a dialogue around what are the priorities, what do we absolutely have to do. It would be wonderful to see women actually initiating that, because again, it's self-serving in one way. It actually speaks to the fact that you have so much to juggle, and being able to manage your priorities at work is going to be one way of making more time. But secondly, it also allows you to express somewhat your strategic thinking persona, because that's important. I think that's something that comes up often, and here's a way to sort of introduce that into the conversation and dialogue, and seen as someone who's leading the thought around that and the creation of priorities in the workspace.
No, it's very important. Moving from the perception of being a manager or operations and then to being viewed as someone who's strategic is very critical, and it's an excellent point. So you have a question or comment from the audience?
Yes, hi, I'm Lucy Lipovsky, and I'm the former president of Mercy College. And I have 3 children who have lots of friends who are working in, many in the financial sector. And many of the women have been fortunate. They've held on to their jobs and, you know, obviously are good at what they're doing, and they've been moved into management roles, are working, killing themselves, and have gotten no salary increases. You know, they're feeling very happy that they have their jobs, and I'm saying, wait, this is what women have done in the past, and now we're being just taken advantage of. And, at the top levels, you hear new managers coming in, new CEOs, and they're getting good packages and they're negotiating. Should these women just be happy that they have their job, they've moved up, and saying, gee, it's great, I'm now working 15 hours a day, I have 20 people reporting to me, and I'm making what I made last year when I was just, an analyst.
Complacency and compensation. Who wants to tackle that?
I'll start
Terry.
out. You all probably know that our CEO is making $1 for this year. And really, the reality is, whether you're male or female, at least at my company, most of the people are very happy to just have a job. I can tell you that for the first time, I've been with the company 20 years. For the first time, and I think this is the first time that the sign has fallen, that we've seen no increases company-wide. And nobody complained. We all thought that there would be cuts. Maybe we should just leave it down.
Just leave it there.
Just lean it up against the podium.
Leave
Yeah.
it there. It's sensing my length of time I have to work, so it's feeling sorry for me. Go ahead.
I think we all are grateful to have jobs. We all thought we were going to get cuts, and so the fact that there were no increases was sort of expected. And it is across the board. It is male and female. I think if it had just been the women who didn't get the increases, then we'd have to be having a different conversation. But I think with this economy, really having a job, I mean, there are some families who both the parents of children have lost their jobs within the same year. And so the fact that, we're not getting these increases or bonuses is something that, at least within the company that I serve, no one has really complained about.
I'm going to turn to LeMay, and perhaps, I'm perceiving perhaps something a little bit different. Companies are creating stay bonuses, retention bonuses, guarantees, because to some extent, there is a concern about losing talent, and there is movement right now in the market. And the other concern I have, and to your point, the audience member who shared us her experience from her children, is that very often women are not paid that little extra something because they're not so worried that we're going to leave. LeMay?